I don't have any run-ins with famous film-related people, but it does happen occasionally, uh, maybe every so often, once in a blue moon, perhaps. And so, I suppose, let's say, maybe while I've been in Japan, I've lived in this area of Tokyo now for a good number of years, and this is where my wife and I moved to first after we got married, and then we settled down in this area and we raised a family in this area. And so we've been more or less in this part of Tokyo for a good number of years. During this time, I don't think we've had so many run-ins with celebrities necessarily, although um, there is we live in a place that is I mean, in not close to where we live, but if we have a bicycle, uh, we can obviously explore the area, the vicinity around us. And if we go a little bit of ways, maybe by bicycle, it would be about, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes or so. It's a couple stops on the train where we are, but there's a pretty upscale area of Tokyo, residential, very wealthy area, and so you can go there. They have some nice supermarkets there. We go there every once in a while, but sometimes we just ride through because it maybe it's on our way to another location that we're going to at the time. And I remember our family was just riding through one of these wide streets, and it was just a very pleasant bike ride. My wife and kids and I, we were just riding the bikes, and we were just going along the side there, and then all of a sudden we were passing these sort of fairly big houses, and they have these gates, but one of the gates was open at the time, and all of a sudden the actor and performer Tokoro George, George Tokoro, suddenly emerged, and so that was really something. It was like, wow, oh, and then we just very casually just went past. We saw him, and he was meeting someone. I'm not sure, but he was there, and so it was that was quite exciting, and especially for those who know the films of Akira Kurosawa, Kurosawa Akira films. You know that Tokoro Joji makes a very memorable appearance in the film Madadayo. There is a little bit of a Kurosawa connection, so that was very exciting for me. What was it? Oh, another one that was very interesting was again several years back in this area. There is a gym, a sports club that my wife and I used to be members of. We're not members anymore, but we used to be. And it was a very pleasant place. They had workout area and training equipment and running machines and the like. And it was a really pleasant time, and we met some really nice people there. And I remember one day they had these two what do you call it, benches that you could use to do sit-ups. So they had these, you could incline them. You could set the incline angle, the lower bar and then the second bar and the highest bar, something like that. So you could adjust the angle of the bench, so you could change the routine of your sit-ups, right? So the sit-up benches, I suppose. And so they had two of them next to each other. So I remember I was on the one on the left, and then the one on the right to me was free. It was vacant. So I was just doing my sit-ups, and maybe I was doing a set and I was resting, and I was doing another set resting, whatever I was doing at the time. And then suddenly I noticed this other person come to the bench that was as of then not occupied, and he came and he was doing his sit-ups, and he was doing sit-ups, and then he was taking a rest, and then doing another set of sit-ups or something like that. And I just very casually looked over, as I guess we do, just to see, and then I noticed, oh, I recognized this gentleman. I was thinking in my head, and I looked over, and it was the Ken Watanabe. And so Ken Watanabe, very famous Japanese actor, and I think I forget exactly what the timing was, but it could have been maybe around the time of Inception, the film Inception, I suppose. I don't know. But it was that was wow, that was Ken Watanabe. So um, very exciting. And then I remember I didn't say anything. I didn't have the courage to say anything. And of course, he was there. It was a gym, and it was his own private downtime, I suppose. Or maybe he was training for a film. I don't know. But in any of or acting, another acting job, whatever. But in any event, yeah, he was there. So that was very exciting. Very, very exciting. And he was very tall, and he was very much into his training, I remember, and so that was a glimpse that I got of Ken Watanabe. Very exciting, and so maybe if I were ever fortunate enough again to go to a sports club and do some uh, 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 ab training workout, sit-ups or something, and if Ken Watanabe were to happen to be on the bench next to me, maybe on that occasion I'd like to think that would have enough courage to maybe just say hello to him and say that I'm a big fan of the films that he was in and the TV series that he was in. So that was it. Maybe I could say, what would I say? I don't think I'd ever have the courage to do it, but what would I? Maybe I'd say something like, "Oh goodness, wouldn't it be cool if I would have enough courage to say to Watanabe Ken, I don't know, I bought the airline. It seemed neater," or something like that. I don't think I'd ever have the courage to say that, but anyway, I bought the airline, right?